Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into the first few chapters of No One Saw Her Fall from her silent films.
Yeah, the beginning of Reya's story. We've got those initial chapters, some character notes.
Exactly. And our goal really is to get a handle on Reya herself. It's, setting up this world of drama, psychological fiction, exploring trauma, memory, all that.
And identity love. It's all woven together right from the start.
So let's talk about Reya. She's 25, living in Oman. The description paints her as pale, hazel eyes, messy hair, sort of drowning in oversized clothes.
Right, and that description, that burdened expression, it immediately tells you something's up. She's physically in Oman trying for a new start, it seems.
But emotionally, still stuck, maybe haunted.
Definitely haunted. Oman is the setting, but her internal landscape is clearly turbulent. She doesn't feel safe, even there.
And the sources point straight back to her childhood, don't they? This cold, controlling home.
Very controlling. An emotionally absent father. That gold watch detail feels significant, and a mother described as verbally cruel.
Yeah, it sounds like it really shaped her. Her struggles with self-worth, being emotionally honest, it affects everything, even now with people she cares about.
And that's where Arian comes in, creating this really interesting contrast.
Tell us about him, late 20s.
Yeah, late 20s, olive skin, gentle eyes. He sounds supportive, kind. Came from a loving family, apparently. Sister, present father, totally different background.
So he's basically everything her past wasn't. Comfort, safety, emotional openness.
Exactly. Which, for someone like Reya, that kind of stability could almost be jarring.
Yeah.
Unfamiliar, certainly.
That makes sense. And we see the strain, right? Even though it's quiet, her secrets, her distance, it's like a wall between them.
It really is. And then, complicating things further, there's Arshia.
Ah, yes, the former lover, mysterious, poetic.
Emotionally raw is how she's described. A very different energy from Arian.
Definitely. And that text message, do you still think about me?
Wow, just drops in there. It's short, but it speaks volumes about a past connection. It was clearly powerful, intense, maybe even dangerous.
It feels dangerous, or at least destabilizing. Given everything we know about Reya, does Arian's gentle approach stand a chance against that kind of pull? Or does it maybe even feel suspicious to her?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Let's look at the chapters. Chapter 1, The Mirror Doesn't Lie. She's in her old room, mentally at least, surrounded by these awful memories.
Fire, screaming sisters, her mother's words, and then Arshia's text lands right in the middle of it all.
Right. And even though she's physically in Oman with Arian, supposedly safe, she's doubting if she even deserves that safety. That feeling of unworthiness is so strong.
Then, chapter 2, silence between us. That scene of her watching Arian sleep.
It's powerful. Feeling like an imposter, the guilt, the distance. She wants to belong. You can feel that longing, but those walls are just so high.
It's heartbreaking, really.
And chapter 3, The Weight of Love, drives the comparison home. She's thinking about her childhood versus Arian's.
And that memory of a stranger's compliment. How it briefly cut through all the shame. It shows how snarved she is for validation, maybe.
Absolutely, because she doesn't have that internal self-worth. So even when Arian reaches out, literally takes her hand, it's complicated.
She takes it, which is something. But inside, fear, feeling broken.
Yeah, she promises to try, but you sense the doubt underneath. And those little details, like her scanning her surroundings, even with him, classic hypervigilance, a trauma response.
So, wrapping this initial look up, we have Reya, deeply affected by her past trauma, trying to navigate a present that offers potential safety with Arian, but she's also being pulled back by the intensity represented by Arshia.
It's a real push and pull, the quiet stability versus the intense, maybe damaging past, plus her own internal battle with self-worth and intimacy.
That text from Arshia, what vulnerabilities do you think it's specifically targeting in Reya?
Well, it probably taps into that familiarity of intensity.
Right.
If you've only known turbulence, stability can feel wrong somehow. So a message like that could pull on a subconscious desire for what she knows, even if it wasn't healthy. It reignites that past connection.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So looking ahead, just thinking about the weight of everything she carries, what kind of future is even possible for her? Can this gentle love she's finding with Arian actually heal wounds that run so deep?
That's the core question, isn't it? Something for all of us, and you listening, to really think about as her story unfolds.
Definitely something to ponder. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.